Hey, good morning, Carolina Weather Authority. I am meteorologist Joshua Nagelberg, and I hope you guys got a chance to get outside yesterday if you weren't at the beach. I actually got in 18 holes of golf for the first time in like a year. It's been busy here in our house, but hey, it was gorgeous out there. You really couldn't have asked for nicer weather. The dry air from our northwest finally has made its way in. We've been talking about this kind of cool spell, if you want to call it that. And if you're at the beach, of course, you know that coastal front and low pressure just offshore kind of made things pretty ugly, and that's going to be the story again today. So I guess it's all a matter of where you live. 100 miles has made a massive difference. So let's go ahead and take a look here at today's weather forecast. And let me, of course, remind you, if you haven't already, to subscribe to our YouTube channels, Carolina Weather Authority. I see many of you already have, but there's a ton of you guys that are still out there that haven't done so, and I would love to have you guys be a part of our network here. But let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast for your Sunday, and it's looking pretty nice across the Piedmont at least. Some sunshine, clouds mixing in. Daytime highs in the upper 70s and low 80s. I mean, that's below average, and you really can't top that. If you're at the beaches, from Myrtle on northward, we're looking at 70s with showers throughout the day, so it's not going to be so nice. In the mountains, we're starting out with a little bit of sun, but it will be clouding up, and we are going to see showers and maybe even some isolated thunderstorms, and that'll keep temperatures a little below average in the 70s as well. A look at our satellite image does show it's like night and day right here. If you are east of 95, you're overcast. If you are between the foothills and 95 over the Piedmont, you're enjoying a beautiful sunny morning and some pretty comfortable air. But here's our next system. There you can see a bit of a twist in the atmosphere over Indiana and Ohio, and that's going to be pushing southeast and bringing an increase in clouds for all of us that are sunny right now. The radar does show those showers and thunderstorms as well from Illinois over into eastern Kentucky, and that's going to track southeastward tonight into the western Carolinas. And then we've got a low pressure and a stalled boundary just off the coast. As we move later into this evening and overnight, the two are going to kind of congeal, and the squeeze play that we have in between is going to come to an end. We're not expecting severe weather today, but just a general risk of maybe some thunderstorms. Same goes for tomorrow, and really the same goes, looks like, here for Tuesday. So get used to seeing this light green on the map. That's going to be with us here for a while. Yesterday was dry for much of the Carolinas. We did see just a few pop-ups near the southern Blue Ridge, but of course at the coast it was drenching wet. Actually, Charleston was nice. Myrtle had a little bit of rain, but Wilmington and on up to Kill Devil Hills, it was wet, and that will again be the story today. Our dew point map for noon today still shows some beautifully dry air squeezing in between the western Piedmont, in between these systems, so 40s and 50s dew points should make it very nice today. But it's humid at the coast, 60s to low 70s. In the mountains, we will start to moisten up as our next disturbance tracks southeast. Let's look at the rainfall here right on through it's like next Saturday night, Monday morning, and we've been talking about this threat for some heavy rain, especially for the coast, but you can see it's starting to push westward into the Piedmont. So Raleigh, Sanford, Southern Pines could see amounts over 3 inches, maybe locally 6 inches over the next week. And I think that's very much the last thing that anybody here really wants to see. Let's just be frank. I'm tired of the rain. My lawn can't keep up anymore. I'm sick of the rivers getting high and flooding my backyard. I've heard these from everybody I've talked to pretty much since the middle of May. And guys, I'm sorry to say, if the GFS is right, it's going to stay pretty wet here. We've been talking about this for a while here at CWA. Even in the mountains, there could be some heavy rainfall. I think the areas that escape it the most are the Midlands of South Carolina over to the CSRA, as well as maybe the Charlotte region. So that was the GFS. The European is pretty much the same. It's a little drier back here in the upstate, but it still shows a good chance of some rain over the next 7 days. I mean, look at some, 11 inches of freaking rain? Come on now. Kidding me? Yeah, it's going to be wet. 5, 6 inches in Raleigh. I mean, come on now. Just makes me want to bang my head on this desk. Sure. The GFS model does show our showers at the coast, and here's our next disturbance. I've been showing you that swirl. It's going to push southeast. This is another trough of low pressure aloft, and what that's going to do is it's going to take the moisture that's right at the coast and spread it inland into Raleigh and eventually Charlotte. So it is not looking nice at all tomorrow in Raleigh. We may not get out of the 60s if it's raining most of the day. At the beaches, it's just going to flat out stink once again. This rain's going to be heavy at times, and in the mountains, expect it to be active with clouds and a lot of showers. This is a cutoff low pressure system. It should look kind of like what you saw about a month ago in May. The only difference is that there's no tropical system expected to form here, but we are going to still have to keep an eye on it because anytime you have a stalled front and warm surface temperatures and not a strong amount of shear, you do have the risk for something weak to spin up. So this is the map for Tuesday morning. And here's Wednesday, and you can still see a cutoff over the western Carolinas on Wednesday. I was looking at this a few days ago and thinking maybe by Thursday this would start to drift away to the east. But look at Thursday. I mean, Friday, Saturday. Next weekend at the beaches, I mean, maybe if this GFS is right, it's not wet the entire time, but it's still wet. I mean, I'm from Louisiana, and this is what we say. I want to just slap my mama when I see that. I know, folks. For real, slap your mama. That's what we're looking at. But finally, the cool spell does come to an end. This is Father's Day, and we could see a few pop-ups, but I think by then we're seeing more sun than not. And by Monday next week, it's starting to heat back up. So just you got to be patient for 6-7 more days. The tropics are quiet, and that's some great news right now. Should stay fairly quiet. But again, just keep an eye at the coast here and see if something might try to spin up. It's a very low chance at this point. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure that you CYA with CWA. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us out and it lets you see the latest before we have a chance to pop it up on Facebook. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. And we'll be back here tomorrow morning. Take care.